Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case, a 15-year-old boy who vanished from his Hendersonville home on February 26th, 2024. In the last 48 hours, there's been chaos, really, in the Sebastian Rogers case, with some new accounts from a creator that we're going to be going over tonight, and some of my opinions on it and some of the things I know. We got a lot to talk about. Stick around on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace.
Sing it if you know it.
Through pain with a painted face.
We're gonna watch it. Let's sing.
They called me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fire and flame. My scars
Thank you,
are
Hey Jude.
stories, my strength, my faith.
26 months.
Faith in my heart, fire in my blood, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Mother chickens.
Hold up, lights on, chat in the room, another late night, and another headline blooming. Coffee gone cold, but the story got heat, and one little detail keep tapping my screen. Coming in clutch, when the timeline bends, we don't just scroll, we connect loose ends. Somebody said, nah, that's probably enough, but the chat said, Justin, we're coming in clutch. Run that back, don't rush that part. Something fell wrong from the very first start. Different day, same shaky excuse, and the math ain't mathin' when we check the proof. I'm not here to play detective for fame.
I
I'm
got it,
here when the
sandwich,
story
yeah.
starts changing names. One clip, one call, one post too much, and the whole room knows we're coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, yeah, the facts stay loud. Truth don't hide when we bring the crowd. Screens lit up and the chat don't sleep. We dig real deep where the stories get steep. Pearls in the chat, lights in the back. Somebody better explain why the story went flat. You can dodge one question, maybe dodge two. With the internet clock, what you said don't cue. Wait. Say that again, you said it was there, then it wasn't back then. You said you forgot, but the record got saved. Now the chat's wide awake and the room just changed.
Coming in clutch when it all gets strange, when the facts get buried and the tone starts change. We don't need drama, the truth does enough, that's why they pull up, we're coming in clutch.
Late night crew, yeah, we built this thing. One live stream turned to a whole damn ring. Members in green miles holding it down. Whole chat moving like a small town crowd. No fake hype, no lazy spin, just one more clue when we're back back again. If it don't sit right, we don't let it slide. We put the detail right up on live.
Coming in clutch, say it one more time. Whole room locked on the very next line. From the first red flag to the final touch, you know where to be, we're coming in clutch.
When the screen fades out and the night gets still, somebody somewhere knows truth comes real. We'll be right here when the next facts drop. Coming in clutch and we don't just stop.
Damn, mother chickens. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. I really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is August 19th, 2026. It is currently 4:43 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Good to see you all. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. We're talking about the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case, and it's kind of went nuclear in the past 36 hours or so. First thing that I do want to say is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is missing since February 25th, February 26th, 2024. Sebastian was 15 years old when he vanished. He would be 17 now. There is an FBI reward up to $50,000. I think you can also, if you have any information, 1-800-TBI-FINE or tips.fbi.gov. Okay, so all of that. Mods, if you will continually be putting Sebastian's FBI poster in the chat as we do this live stream. Also want to say that none of us know what happened to Sebastian. Every single person can have their opinion. Do not time out or block anybody for their opinion, please. I have not, Lil Red. I have been so busy the last 2 days. I wasn't even live yesterday. It's back to school, all of that stuff. And I've been listening to the things going on in Sebastian's case and all of that, so I haven't so let people have their opinions, please. It's very important that they are allowed their opinions. Thank you so much, Hey Jude, for 26 months, girl. How you doing? Good to see you, baby. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. Katie M, how you doing? Thank you for the finger heart, baby. Do appreciate the support really much. Thank you so much. I was like, where is Justin? Yeah. So last night, Elevated Truth did a live stream, and I just want to say, first of all, you guys, if you watch me, you probably know where I stand on the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. My feelings on it hasn't changed. And that being said, feelings are not facts, okay? Feelings are not facts. All we know is what the TBI, the FBI, well, the FBI hasn't really said anything other than maybe a few posts, and Sumner County has said. We also know what the parents have said, and things that have came out over the last 2.5 years. So you can have your opinion. It's quite okay. I just want everyone to calm down. We need to calm down. So truth, again, to me, it's not about how you feel about Elevated Truth or anybody else. Okay, I don't care. We just need the truth in Sebastian's case is what we need. That's what we're there for. That's what we should all be there for. And baby kisses. It's been that long. It's crazy, isn't it? Thank you so much, Lil Red. 16 months, proud to be a Pearl and Mod. Thank you so much, baby. Much love to you. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much. So, don't just chill out with I mean, listen, we all get in our feelings sometimes. We are all human beings. And I will be the first to say that I wish a lot of things didn't go the way they went in this case, right? I wish Sumner County would have processed the scene better, not let people walk in and out of that house. A lot of things, but again, at the end of the day, you guys know where I stand on this. I don't feel like certain people are being honest in what happened to Sebastian, but that's just me. I'm one of 8 billion on the planet, just as you are, and you have every right to your opinion at the end of the day. Okay. Be always. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very much. Okay, so we're going to go over, and I do want to tell you, this is a big warning. Okay, he was livid last night. And it's something I don't really keep up with a lot of it. There was something that happened, like on a panel or something in the past, and I think Elevated Truth felt like he was the one taking the blame or the heat for it, if you will. I don't like that. I don't like to talk about the drama stuff. That's the only drama I go into is when they're talking about BJ. That's about it. Couponing, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you, my dear. Thank you for the clutch, my love. So it makes me uncomfortable talking about that kind of stuff. I'm not here for that. But sometimes when people, thank you, Tara. Good to see you, babe. Sometimes when people get mad, things come out, especially on the internet, right? And there is some things that Truth did say that is interesting, and many things can be true at the same time as well. Okay, thank you, baby. Good to see you. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Really do appreciate the support, truly. I don't like it either. Makes me uncomfortable. Same, Ginger. Same. Okay, so moving on. We're all human. We're all human at the end of the day, and all of that. So let's. I'm going to pull up some stuff. We're going to be comparing some notes today. As they say, we're going to be comparing some notes, and I want to go over some of the things Elevated Truth said. That being said, like I said, please, the only thing I ask is please do not disparage any creator in my chat. I'm not here for any other creator. Not here for it. Whether you like them, loathe them, can't stand them, they're your BFF. Just please do not disparage any creator because we are truly here to sort as much shit as we can. Hopefully, I'm sure law enforcement has most of this at the end of the day. So yeah. Baby Pickle, I'm so sorry I missed that, baby. Thank you so much. I appreciate the flower. Thank you so much for your support. Sandra, thank you for the watermelon, darling. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for your support, my dear. And thank you, Baby Pickle, for the gold coin. Really do appreciate you. Thank you, hon. Okay. There is a lot of cursing in this. He was livid. And I do want to say that there's some very uncomfortable things that is said in this. It's something that I would not play without headphones, especially if you're in a public setting or around children right now. I would certainly not be playing this around them. Okay. There is yelling, there is screaming, all of that. So yeah. So last night he went live, and we're gonna watch some of this. It's very tough to watch, Catherine, but I do have some things. I don't want to say, there's a lot of people that's disheartened, mad, aggravated at Elevated Truth, but there is also, he has the right to feel how he feels. Okay, he has the absolute right to feel how he feels. I do believe a lot of people believe that, right? So it's bad. Ginger. It's really bad. It's really bad. But I got some things on it, especially when it comes to the trash truck stuff that he said. And I do believe him on some of the things. It's not that because it fits my narrative or anything like that, but because of other things we've heard and seen and no. So,
or maybe he's had to deal with certain things for a year and a motherfucking half.
Okay, let me pull this. Let me find it where it starts.
That have not been recorded. Do you hear?
Okay.
Wasn't it, motherfuckers? But I'm the liar. Let me remind you of something. I have never had a conversation with the Proudfoots that have not been recorded. Do you hear me, you sorry motherfuckers? Do you fucking hear me? I wasn't there to be friends with the Proudfoots. I was there to find out what happened to goddamn Sebastian.
Okay, so now it's not any secret that a lot of people have spoken to Chris and Katie, developed relationships with them, just as a lot of us have done that with Seth, right? Now, Tara, just in your face, I was like this. I was like this whenever I was listening to this. I know that, but what is Truth yelling about? Well, I think it's frustration. I think this cage has aged a lot of us. It's kept a lot of us up at night, no matter what you believe. But anyway, I think Elevated Truth and, all of them, Clue, Queen, all of them have spoken to Chris and Katie, which they have every right to do, just as I have every right to speak to whoever I want. It's a free country. Now, some people don't agree with that. Like, maybe you shouldn't talk to people when, missing people's cases. That can be your opinion. I'm fine with it. But things that may have, went on with this, that he knows he could. He absolutely could. Can you play the phone call? Which phone call Green has? Oh, the one he's saying here? So that's what I was actually going to mention. He says that a lot of this has been recorded. And thank you, Sandra. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you very much. And so I think that is very, very interesting, right? That if it's recorded, put it out. Put some of it out. That would, tell you 100%.
Don't try to shut me up now. Nah, motherfuckers. You spent the last 2.5 goddamn years shutting me up. Yeah, that's why the attacks came on me, isn't it, Chris Proudfoot? Isn't it? Hey, Chris Proudfoot, when all this was coming out, why were you calling Queen Bee? The day...
Now, he's so mad here, his chin's twitching. And I get that feeling. Some people get shaky when they get mad. I'm one of those. I get shaky. I'm like, but said to put it out. Justin CP said to put it out. Great. I'm all for it, right? Transparency is the best, in my opinion. Denise, this is not Sebastian's dad. Seth Rogers is Sebastian's dad. Chris Proudfoot is the stepfather. This gentleman here is, his name is, we call him Elevated Truth, and he is a creator and developed a, I would say a friendship at least some point, with Katie and Chris. And one thing that I do find extremely interesting, and I was in Elevated's a little bit ago, and he said, it's interesting that Chris and Katie and Seth, for that matter, are all out today. They're all out here talking about this. And that's true. And if you guys remember the man card, I call it the man card live, there was this time Elevated Truth was live on YouTube, and he there was some truths I know there were some truths that was coming out, and Elevated Truth and Granny and them, they were all up on panel, and they said they were talking about how the truck, Chris's truck, and that made Chris very uncomfortable. It made him very, very uncomfortable. And Chris jumped up, and that's when he said, "Don't talk about my truck," right? Don't talk about my truck. And that really set him off, right? There's been a lot of people who thinks that, again, I will never say that anyone is guilty in a crime. I don't think that's fair. I will say that I think some people aren't being honest. But there are people who believe that potentially even Chris or someone else could have been in that neighborhood during that night, between the hours of, after Sebastian and Katie got home from Texas Roadhouse. Even he could have been even there during the daytime that day. We just don't know. And that seemed to really set Chris off. The chat is more worried about how he is talking. He is really pissed off, and that's probably why he said OMG. The more important part is, what is he saying? Right. I mean, I try to get everybody's, I try to understand where everyone's coming from, but Chris did not seem to like that. And Chris says that they checked his truck after he got back, the TBI and FBI, and he says that, they were looking on the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooths and all that, and his truck showed up. This is what he said. His truck showed up. And Chris didn't get back to Hendersonville the day Sebastian went missing till after noon. It was like 1 o'clock or something in the afternoon. And that would have been 7+ hours after Sebastian was first called in that he was missing. And my point on that has always been, they wouldn't be looking for your truck 7 hours, or anybody's truck, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, ping in that neighborhood 7 hours after a 911 call came in. He was well out of there, regardless whether he was walking, whether he was riding, taken out of there. They would not be looking at your truck, your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, 7 hours when they are scanning for that. So there's that. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much, love. Good to see you. Okay.
All this hit the internet. Then I said I was going to tell it all. Why did you call Queen Bee, Chris Proudfoot? Why was I on the phone with Queen Bee when you called him, you piece of shit? But I'm the fucking liar, you bastard. Now, go fucking ask your questions, motherfuckers. Because the one person who held the fucking shit, you motherfucking bastards.
And that's exactly right, Mohawk. Police would not have looked at the handshake after he got there. There's no point. There is no point in doing that. And this is the thing. You can have your opinion on anything, right? But there's certain things that, you know, that are truthful and that are logical, and that we have to just answer what is right, no matter who it's against. That is just what it is. Imagine how many police TBS searchers with phones that would be in the area. Up 1,000%. 1,000%. There was and just how many houses around there, how many phones, how many Bluetooths, how many Wi-Fis. I mean, pull up your Wi-Fi right now and there's going to be 1,000 different Wi-Fis around you, right? Some will be yours and some won't, right? This is not the man card. This is not that one. This one is, hey Hatters, baby, good to see you. This is the one that was last night. Okay, there's specific things in here that I want to talk about. Yeah, Sandra, you're right.
You can all fuck yourselves, you judgmental pieces of
Correct
shit.
Language.
Won't you ask yourself why the other creators didn't come out and tell you that shit? And why I was fucking forced to keep my fucking mouth shut by the use of my fucking identity. Now what?
Now, you know, like Granny was saying earlier, there's things that I agree that just should not be made public in certain instances. And you know, everything that you know in a case, especially if you're into true crime and you really take it seriously, you don't have to say.
Now you want to know why?
You know, there's a lot of it gets really bad up here.
I'm putting things together while I've been working for 1.5 years to put shit together. Why everything I've ever got put together went directly to the investigators, but fuck each and every one of you.
Yeah, okay.
Ain't a goddamn one of y'all a fucking advocate. Y'all want to know some real truth? Fuck it. Why don't you ask Cluminati about how hard that bitch tried to fuck me? Ask her. Call me a liar. Call her a goddamn liar.
Okay. So that is, and this is the thing. I understand both sides on this, because you're like, ugh. But why does, I believe truth here. I do believe truth right here, in my opinion. Why do I say that? When he says, why did that B try to F me? He is referring to, in my opinion, Katie. And people can swing whichever way they want. Swing from the chandeliers. I don't give a damn which way you swing. And people will say, well, what does this have to do about Sebastian? And the answer is really nothing. Really nothing. It has really nothing to do with Sebastian's case. Now, you could argue with the fact that, well, maybe things were going on in the home, that, you know, tense relationships and all of that. I agree with you on that. But for what it is right here, you could say that things were, you know, people were shouldn't have been doing that shit. I do think that they probably keep an open relationship, if you will. Their business. I don't care. But I don't like the fact that parents of missing children are, this is just my opinion, are doing this to creators, allegedly. Don't like that at all, because then it's that can be manipulating to the creator. No, Clue's not related to them at all. No. So I think that can be kind of manipulating to the creator, you know. That's why I always kind of feel weird with particularly a lot of people who get close to missing persons, families, is because they meet them and they end up seeing the good side of them and they completely throw out everything else. And I think that can be a real problem, in my opinion, because like Chris McDonough always says, there's the public side of you, right? There is the personal side of you that is just the ones you're very close, family, friends know. And then there is the secret side, the secret self. And that's where nobody will ever know about you. And every person has that. And just for instance, with Seth, I like Seth. I care about Seth in the fact that he's, you know, hurting, and all the family, you know, is hurting and stuff. But I won't change my opinion for Seth or anybody else for that matter if I knew he wasn't at work the night Sebastian went missing, right? I wouldn't say, oh, well, I can probably think of this. You know, that makes sense. You know, you were either at work or you weren't, right? And that's just the way I feel about it. There doesn't have to be umpteen different stories. You know what I mean? I never could understand why families of missing people turn out to YouTubers. Well, you know, I get that. To me, it's embarrassing that it's came to all of this. In this case, it's the most toxic case I've ever covered. That is for sure. I thought nothing would get worse than Summer Wells, but here we are. Thank you, Kathleen. Appreciate you, babe. So yeah, thank you, Tasha, for the gold coin, babe. Appreciate you very much. Okay.
In front of Chris on the phone trying to get all sexual with me. You want to know who else was on the fucking phone? Since I'm not throwing anybody under the bus and I'm a goddamn liar. That's right, Illuminati and Cletus. Now call me a motherfucking liar now. I've had it.
So he says that Clue and Cletus were on the phone. Again, it doesn't really have anything to do with Sebastian being missing per se, but I think it's deeply unprofessional. And listen, we remember that the way Chris talked to Terry Lynn. Come on now. We remember the way Chris talked to Terry Lynn. There's a lot of talk that he's been inappropriate with people, right? And again, that's, people can do their thing. Do your thing, boo. But I don't like the overlapping. When it comes to Sebastian. You know what I mean? I don't like that. Thank you, Hey Jude, for gifting a pearl necklace. Appreciate you, babe. Thank you so much. Brandy Neal, besides the media, she reached out to YouTubers and asked them to just pass out flyers. Yeah. We love you, Brandy. Yeah, I mean, I think he's been married 5 times for a reason. Well, some people love, right? Yes. Okay. Let me see if there's more on this one. Right?
Anybody else? It shouldn't have been used as a weapon towards her. It shouldn't have been used towards a weapon towards me. Why do you think I'm not talking bad about Granny? Fuck y'all. Y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And the whole time, I've known exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And no, I am not blaming Chloe and Cletus. I'm saying it because they know goddamn well it happened.
Okay, here we go.
And I know well enough that Cletus is not a liar and Chloe is not a liar. And even though I'm fucking angry, I will never betray my friends. And they didn't do anything wrong. And they're still not doing anything wrong.
I think Laura made a point on that. It's like, people felt like, well, what's everybody holding back? If things happen, either let it out or don't. Okay, so I want to go to this right here. I want to talk about this trash truck because there are some things that I do know in this case. Oops, this might be the next. Let me see what this one's, part 3. Okay.
On the back, you can hear the intent.
Okay. This might be very, very triggering for some. So as you know, that the very early morning, there was a trash truck that came, and they spoke to the trash truck individuals. Truth is, right, there absolutely is video on the trash truck. I know a lot of you guys have seen it, and there is also, they also looked at a landfill, right? They also looked at several landfills, actually, from what I understand. And so this does matter to Sebastian's case, but it's very triggering.
Some uncomfortable interactions that had occurred between Chris and her. I don't know, it was on a phone call or a video chat. I don't know.
Let me find it.
That it led me to the next conversation that I had spoken to nobody about, other than the people, whether it was talking about Katie remembering what it was like to have sex with Seth, to randomly describing what having sex with Seth was like, to the things that her and Chris, or her or Chris alone, enjoyed sexually.
So again, a lot of people talked about Seth whenever there was this was very early on in Sebastian's disappearance, but there was this very flirty gal that was talking to Seth, and he got judged tremendously for that, which again, I understand. But I also understand in this case, a creator shouldn't be, and I'm not saying this happened, but creator should not be flirty with missing parents, kids with, parents that have missing kids, and vice versa. It's just wrong in all aspects.
If any point I'm lying, anybody who may or may not have been involved in that conversation can say, truth, it didn't go that way, it went this way.
Now, he had an open chat. I give him that. He also invited Chris up there last night if he was watching. So I respected that as well.
It's been a little bit of time. Phone call being recorded.
Let me find it here.
Some of the things that Katie had said to me or expressed to me are some of the same things that had been said to Granny, which is why I believed Granny. Not some, every thing that was said or insinuated
to
Granny were the same things that I heard and insinuated towards myself.
So I could be wrong. If you know, please let me know. I don't really keep up with a lot of this, but from what I understand, Elevated Truth and Granny were talking one day. I think maybe Granny or Elevated Truth expressed some uncomfortableness that happened having a conversation with Chris and or Katie, and they had kind of both had concerns. And whenever like you have a concern and then like you're talking to a friend and they have a concern and you're like, oh, I didn't know you thought that too or heard that too. That was kind of what it was. Chris would never have gone on there because he doesn't like hard questions. Meme says, well, hey, hair curlers, good to see you. Invited him, but didn't give a link. Also, Clue says the flirting with truth part has no idea what he's talking about. Okay. Thank you, Alabama. Appreciate you. I personally do believe the flirting, in my opinion, particularly with Chris, flirting, because I've again, I don't say everything that I know, but I have heard of Chris flirting with others, and we heard it with our own ears with Terry Lynn. You know what I mean? Where did they move to? They didn't move. Oh, thank you, Hatters. Very sweet of you, my dear. Thank you for gifting 5 pearl necklaces. Thank you, babies. If you received one of those, make sure you give our Hatters big thank you. You're very sweet, darling. Appreciate you. Doesn't like doing interviews because he doesn't like somebody else controlling the narrative. Well, I don't know. I just believe what I believe. I try to let everyone have their opinion on this.
So as we were having this conversation, it started to get real. Things started.
I would really, really like for all of them to be on panel and everyone chill and have a conversation and not scream. I think it could be way more productive, right? If you need to step away and scream in a pillow, do that, right? Punch a pillow, do something. I think that would be much more better. That way you could, everyone could talk it out and hopefully find something, right?
Pop back and forth. Yeah, Granny never asked for this information or contacted me for this information. No, I hold responsibility for that. Okay. She wanted to talk to me about the situation with Chris and how to best handle it without having any bad view or bad news or bad coverage on Sebastian. She was trying to protect fucking Sebastian.
I also think some people are kind of naturally flirty, and also people can read into things different ways, but there's also times when you just know when someone's flirting, right? It's beyond obvious. So I don't know.
Not the parents. She did not want herself to become the story and take away from fucking Sebastian. How would you feel as a woman
What the hell?
How would you feel as a woman if you were a creator covering a case? Things are being said to you. You feel uncomfortable. Who you gonna go to? Well, you know who she went to? As crazy as it is, as sick and diminished as I am. She talked to me about it. And I appreciate her for doing that.
Okay.
Especially someone like Granny, I said, why do you think we did the fundraiser the other day? That would have been a distraction. But then they hate themselves, hate each other.
Okay, here's the trash truck.
Why did the lead detective, while we're talking about it,
here we go.
Chris and Katie, why did the lead detective walk down your driveway, come to the end of the driveway where the trash can was sitting that morning, kneel down next to where the trash can was, started touching the ground
last night
where the trash can was, and then ordered for forensic samples to be taken? Call me a liar. Why was it when the trash can came to pick your trash up that morning and the trash truck is coming down the street from about 7 houses up, so they do catch things on camera, just for the record, and we watched the 2 trash guys on the back of the truck jumping off, grabbing those trash cans with ease, picking them up, flipping them, throwing them up, throwing it on the little thing, nothing, quick as hell. Can you tell me why when they got to your trash can, the guy went to jerk it and it pulled him back?
Okay.
Can you tell me why we heard him drag the trash can until finally he was able to jerk it onto its back wheels?
So Sebastian went missing at the end of February, right? That's something we can all agree on, right? Hopefully. And the trash truck incident came up. There was some question about the trash. Now, I disagree here with Truth on the fact that I don't think Sebastian was in the trash. There is video of the trash truck. There's neighbors' video of the trash truck as well. And they did search landfills, right? And obviously, TBI and whatever county, Sheriff Snuggle Struggle, they were interested in the trash for whatever reason. Now, did they think Sebastian could be in there? Maybe. Or I personally feel like they thought that something else was in the trash. Sumner County. Thank you. I couldn't think of Sumner County. I don't know why. Please, not another Leilani. Yeah. Now, they did not search the trash, the landfill that long. They did not search that long. I personally think that, in my opinion, just an opinion, that it was surveillance cameras and things in the trash, if you ask me. Now, again, why would you say, well, why would they have surveillance cameras in the trash, right? And just an opinion again. Well, that's a good question. Now, Katie works for, or I don't know if she works there now or not, but she was open about it, that she worked for a security company at the time. Not only did they have allegedly security on the outside, or cameras on the outside, they had them on the inside. They also had them, she also had camera in her car, which a lot of people do. That doesn't change anything. A lot of people have cameras everywhere nowadays. You have a camera right on your phone, right? But the question is, why were they interested in that trash? I can't stand what came out, but I'm glad we can get to validate some things. Right. Times was cleanup 4:03 a.m. Lights, in my opinion, since 9:36 a.m. cleanup, in my opinion. There's no way there was no cameras working that night. No way, in my opinion. Well, I agree. I think someone has to know something in this. I think it's, in my opinion, it's pretty obvious that, they did an Amber Alert very, pretty quickly in this case, without any sort of, someone, without a description of a car. So did anyone take him? I don't know. Now TB, says that there's no evidence that anyone took him. There's no evidence that he walked away. So really, what does that leave you with, in my opinion? Do you think the camera equipment would weigh that much? I don't think it was just camera equipment. I'll say that. I live 5 miles from them. I also own a dumpster company. They did, in fact, search the landfill used by each trash company. I have been there myself multiple times. He will not be found there. Yeah. I don't think that I don't think Sebastian is in the landfill. But I think there is reason that they went there. Right. And that's my thing, right? Like, why? If a child that's a 15-year-old autistic boy that's truly scared, really, of a lot of things outdoors, why would he walk away in the middle of the night, barefooted, not seen on camera, not a scent? I mean, we have to be honest with that. I don't care where you stand. I don't care if you love Chris and Katie, love Seth, hate Chris and Katie, hate Seth. I don't care. Those are just facts. Why would a child, a 15-year-old boy, autistic, that was perfectly fine when he left the steak place, and a weird conversation, we have to be honest with that. Chris and Katie, they acknowledge that it sounds weird in my, they said people can have their opinions and all that, right? It's just fucking weird. And it's not that he could have went out every door either. He had to have went out the front door if he went out a door on his own. He had to have. Other doors are locked. He was terrified of the garage door. And not only that, there's cameras right at the garage door viewing all night long. We know that. You've seen footage of that, of the garage door from the neighbor's house. Right?
Can you tell me that why, when it was put on the hydraulics on the back, you can hear the entire, which you haven't heard any other time in this video? Can you tell me why all of a sudden you hear the hydraulics shift down? Can you tell me what the loud thud was that we heard hit the inside of the trash can? Or can you tell me why, when they hit the compactor button, not only did it go down one compression, not only did it...
Trash does tell a story. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. He still got CP man card, I see. Well, it's interesting how Chris does pop up every time Elevated Truth starts talking. I do find that interesting. Law enforcement can't prove how Sebastian got out of that house. That's the issue, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's part of it. I do. CP told him about the hydraulics. I don't know. I don't know if he saw the video, heard the video, or what. Now, the trash was allegedly heavier that morning when they took it. And one thing that's very interesting, in my opinion, is in the video, you see the trash truck go down the street. They pick up Katie and Chris and Sebastian's trash, right? And then as they pick up a few more, and then they turn around there at the cul-de-sac, and they come right back out, I guess, to go up another street. And then right after that, Katie is out. After that trash truck leaves, they pick up a few more places, they turn around, Katie's right out. That's when she goes and looks for Sebastian. I do find that very interesting. Yes. Yes. Yes, that is one thing that people generally forget in crime is shoes.
Gear down 2 compressions, but it squealed. It was so hard
today,
to push
Kelsey.
down. And Katie Proudfoot, when I asked you on the phone, what did you throw away that was so heavy? And your answer to me was,
listen,
I don't know, I don't remember.
Now, that's interesting if that truly happened. That's very interesting, right? If Truth indeed asked Katie that, what did you throw away that was so heavy, right? I mean, you generally know what you threw away, especially something that's specifically heavy, right? You might not you threw away a paper or something like that, but something heavy you generally remember. Just listen to that.
Not only did it gear down 2 compressions.
Wait, right here.
Down. And Katie Proudfoot, when I asked you on the phone, what did you throw away that was so heavy? And your answer to me was, I don't know, I don't remember. But I'm sure it was just a slip of the mind. But remember,
Listen to this.
elevated truth is an unhinged, mentally unstable, violent man talking about a truck.
Right.
When I started talking about a truck,
Listen to this.
why did Chris Proudfoot come up so angry out of nowhere?
Now, I agree with him on that. I absolutely agree with him on that. Right? It was just, he was just talking about what Chris said to him. Now, if you remember Nerdy Addict, he went to look for Sebastian and, was doing some things in the area. And Chris wanted to meet with him to give him some flyers, which was very nice of Chris to do. And Chris, talks about these, the truck and these phone pings and all of that. And what he is talking about, elevated truth right there, he's talking about the man card, right? Don't talk about my truck part. Let me see if I can find something. 1 second.
Why did Chris Proudfoot try to call Queen Bee the day everything was being exposed 2 weeks ago? He didn't call me. I was the one talking about it. Now, let me say, I'm not saying that as though Queen Bee was into some shit. No. Because see, what he did is he would make a habit out of making you feel like you were the only one he was talking to. And he thought somehow we were stupid enough not to talk to each other. Is Queen your handler? Yeah, she is. Which is different than your dad, who was probably your peddler. Have a good day.
Okay. All right. I want to show you guys some things on this. What this was around the time. When did the time change on? When did the springtime change in February or in 2024? March 10th. Yeah, I knew it was close. Okay. All right. March 10th. What time was sunrise on February 26th, 2024 in Hendersonville, Tennessee? Sunrise was at 6:21 because it would have been dark at the time, around the time the trash truck came, but then the time changed like 2 weeks later. So this is kind of a news clip from the actual neighborhood after of the actual trash truck that was in the neighborhood, but it was daylight at that time.
Random vehicles coming through their street. Also 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 random vehicles coming through their street.
Okay. This is the company that was the company that got the trash from there as well. Now, some of them, they all have arms, but some of them they have people who come and they get men that get the trash and then they put it on the arm and then it does it. And then there are kinds that just they don't even have to get out of the truck. I'm looking for something.
He's really coming into his hormones, and literally I think he grew an inch in a month.
Oh my goodness. Did his feet grow too?
2 shoe sizes.
Oh shit.
Holy smokes.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
why
God.
that's why in the beginning there was all that talk about the shoes, and it was like, how does she know? Like, how do you know? Like, well, because he literally just outgrew them all.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you,
And we
babe.
were in the
Appreciate you.
process of replacing them. We started off with, an immediate, a new pair of shoes and, a new pair of boots. And, we didn't buy sandals yet because it hadn't turned warm yet. And so I told him, I said, when the weather gets warm, we'll buy them then, because who knows if you're going to grow more in another month.
Okay, let me show you this. I've got a picture, or I've got a video of the neighborhood. This is a video of Sebastian's neighborhood when it was dark and the trash company was there. Right, it's dark, it's foggy. You can see, you can definitely tell it's a trash truck, right? There needs to be another landfill search, in my opinion. Landfill searches are very, very tough. Very tough. If you was ever, like, if you remember Quentin Simon's case, it was quite the feat. It took them over, 6 weeks for them to find Quentin, something like that. Like, it was quite a long time. Okay, I'm looking for something, bear with me here. This might have been it. 1 second. Bear with me, guys. Okay. Here we go.
Which I thought was really cool.
That was good too.
It's Queen Bee.
Body Movement said, Chris, did they take your internet router or look at the logs for foreign devices?
Yes, ma'am, they did. Sure did. They brought in that little sniffer machine thingy, hooked up and looked at everything within the past 30 days of every signal in that area. Because that's how they were like, well, there's two signals that are unsecured. And I'm like, no, they're not. They were like, well, this one here says it is. And I said, you can log into it, but you ain't gonna get into it.
In my opinion, I do believe the FBI and the TBI knows more about electronics and what's what more than I do, more than you do, more than Chris does.
And they said, well, it's unlocked. I said, try. And they tried. And I said, you're not going to get into it. And they were like, why? Because that's my truck. And I'm the only one with that password. And they were like, oh. I'm like, exactly.
Okay. So,
Hey, Chris, will you look and back check real quick?
thank you so much, Joan. Appreciate you, babe.
Clue, you got quiet.
Yeah, she muted. She's
She's
doing
doing her Gasha stone. Leave her alone.
She was. I do
Clue,
have.
I bought one. I'm guilty. I just got it 2 days ago. So I'm hoping it will help with my 50-year-old wrinkles.
You better do it. Get you some castor oil.
I didn't use castor oil. Doesn't that clog your pores?
I mean, I don't have any more zits, but I know my lines are growing.
I do have a question, Chris. You said there were 2 unsecured signal or whatever, however you put that.
Yeah.
And I know you said one of them was your truck. Can you speak on the other one? I mean, is there any interest in it?
So, from what I understood, it was somebody else who had a device in the area that was normally not in the area. So it is either somebody who like may have had a phone or a hotspot.
Okay, listen.
From what I understood, it was somebody else who had a device in the area that was normally not in the area. So it is either somebody who like may have had a phone or a hotspot that was visiting or something, because they went back 30 days. 30 days from the signals. From that day, from the 26th, they went back 30 days and looked. And then anything that was not in the area that was normal is what they were looking for.
Thank you, baby.
And out of everything they saw, it was 2 devices. My truck being one, because it hadn't been there until a certain date.
Again, can we just be honest here? Like, I don't give a fuck who you support. If you support someone, you support someone. But this is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, until a certain date, you can't say when the certain date is. You say you have nothing to do with Sebastian, fine. But why the fuck didn't you say the certain date? Like, that's fucking crazy to me. Like, let's be honest here. Thank you, Miss Dolores. Love you too, baby. Appreciate you. And I find it highly interesting now, after listening to this, that you look and I'm thinking about what's his name? I can't think of his name right now, guys. The guy I just said a minute ago. What's the creator? Nerdy Addict. I'm thinking about Nerdy Addict now. And him talking about those pings. It's just crazy to me because they know exactly to the second your device pings. If your device pings at 1 p.m. on a Thursday, your device pings at 1 p.m. on a Thursday. If your device pings at 3 a.m., on a Wednesday, it pings or handshakes at that time. It's geofencing, absolutely. I mean, we got to be honest. For Sebastian's sake, for the truth.
And then days from the signals from that day, from the 26th, they went back 30 days and looked. And then anything that was not in the area that was normal is what they were looking for. And out of everything they saw, it was 2 devices.
Listen,
my truck being one, because
okay, he says there's 2 devices. They were looking things for not being normal. They were looking for things not being normal. And 2 devices, one being his, because he says he hadn't been in the area since a certain date. But he can't say that certain date. Now, I believe there was something that wasn't normal. It's very... Come on now,
it hadn't
guys.
been there until a certain date, and then it reappeared on the 26th. Yeah. And then the other signal, I don't even know.
It reappeared on the 26th, which means has to be after midnight. Right? Now he says, I want to be very transparent with you what Chris says. He says it did not show up until he got there on the 26th. Now, let's think about that a second. This is something. He says they're looking for things out of the ordinary, right? That's what he just said. If they're looking for something out of the ordinary, well, it's at 1 o'clock in the day when he gets there. But yet, they're doing the pings at this time after Sebastian went missing. Apparently, he's saying there's going to be a lot of Wi-Fi, a lot of Bluetooth that has never been in that neighborhood before. They would all be out of the ordinary. Do you know how many cops or searchers and rescue that has never been in that neighborhood once they showed up to Sebastian's house? Missed you too, happy farm girl. What'd Kat say? CP doesn't want to give exact dates because CPS cases, in my opinion. Now, come on, guys. Let's be fucking honest here. I don't give a damn if this is Seth, if this is Chris, if this is Katie, if this is a stranger we've never heard of. Yeah, he did say that, Sharon. Yeah, we look beside the bed.
Give a shit about it just because they had said, well, it's not been here, so.
Oh, so it was another device from earlier, not like in that time frame. It was from earlier, or further back in the.
It said, well, it's not been here, so.
Oh, so it was another device from earlier, not like in that time frame. It was from earlier, or further back in the previous 30 days. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it hadn't appeared back in the area.
Gotcha.
And appeared back in the area. Wait a second. No. What?
Earlier, or further back.
Hold on.
They had said, well, it's not been here, so.
Oh, so it was another device from earlier, not like in that time frame. It was from earlier, where further back in the.
It said, well, it's not been here, so.
Oh, so it was another device from earlier, not like in that time frame. It was from earlier, where further back in the previous 30 days.
There's
Is
no
that what you're
fucking
saying?
way.
Yes.
There's
Okay,
no
yes,
fucking
gotcha.
way.
And it hadn't
Hold on.
appeared back in the area.
Well, they will know who the device is. They'll absolutely know who the device is. Okay. So take a look at this. This has me asking a lot of questions now. Okay. 1 second. Let me pull this up. I need to get the AI 1 second where he talks about. Where does he talk about devices and phone pings? Listen to this. Okay. Just
Gotcha.
just listen to
They
this
were-
little part again, because I want you, because I found it. I want you to play
Machine
something else.
thingy hooked up and looked at everything within the past 30 days.
Hold on. Just listen to this.
I thought was really cool.
You're going to hear what he says. a
Yeah,
little
that
bit
was
later.
good too. Body Movement said, Chris, did they take your internet router or look at the logs for foreign devices?
Yes, ma'am, they did. Sure did. They brought in that little sniffer machine thingy hooked up and looked at everything within the past 30 days of every signal in that area. Because that's how they were like, well, there's two signals that are unsecured. I'm like, no, they're not.
2 signals that was unsecure. I said, no, they're not. Did he say they were yours that are unsecure? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, first of all, it does not matter if it is secure or not secure. Whenever your phone, right, goes to, you walk down the street, your phone is going to say, it's going to, what I call, shake hands with your neighbor's router and say, hey, I'm here if you need me. You know, enter the password, or if it's an unsecured network, enter, right? Or that Bluetooth is always scanning, right? And it's going to say, hey, I'm a speaker, or I'm here if you need me. It's called a handshake. They don't need to connect for them to know.
They were like, well, this one here says it is. I said, you can log into it, but you ain't gonna get into it.
It doesn't matter.
And they said, what? Well, it's unlocked. I said, try.
You're not telling us at all. You're not telling us all.
And they tried. And I said, you're not gonna get into it. And they were like, why? Because that's my truck, and I'm the only one with that password.
Don't care. Doesn't matter.
And they were like, oh. I'm like, exactly.
It does not matter. What's making me very interested is, in my opinion, it's just an opinion again. I think that truck connected with devices in that neighborhood, whether that was other Wi-Fi devices or Bluetooth devices. You're not going to turn off the Wi-Fi on the
Hey,
on the
Chris, will
truck.
you look and back check real quick?
Asha Stone. Leave.
I do.
Hoping it will help. Doesn't that clog your?
Unsecured signal. I do have a question, Chris. You said there were 2 unsecured signal, or whatever, however you put that.
Yeah.
And I know you said one of them was your truck. Can you speak on the other one? I mean, is there any interest in it?
So from what I understood, it was somebody else who had a a device in the area that was normally not in the area.
Ooh, I
So
just
it's
thought
either
of
somebody
this.
who like may have had a phone or a hotspot that was visiting or something, because they went back 30 days. 30 days from the signals
Hold on. What do you
or
say?
something, because they went back 30
Hold on.
in the area that was normally not in the area. So it is either somebody who like may have had a phone or a hotspot that was visiting or something.
Okay. Yeah. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. He just said that. He just said a phone, like someone that had a phone or a hotspot. Well, you know what a hotspot is, right? So I have a vehicle very similar to Chris's, and it has Wi-Fi in it, and it is a secured Wi-Fi. You've got to enter it or whatever, but it doesn't matter. It's constantly speaking to every other router around me, and it is a hotspot, right? If I want to connect, I connect to my laptop and use the internet from my laptop in my vehicle nearly daily. Okay. So that is a hotspot, right? You can use a hotspot from your phone. Sometimes you get like, you'll go to AT&T or whatever, and they'll give you like a box. That's my vape, but they'll give you like a box, and it's a hotspot, right? Doesn't matter what it looks like, but your vehicle has a hotspot. So he says a hotspot or a phone that was in the area. Now, after I play this, I'm going to play something else.
Because they went back 30 days. 30 days from the signals. From that day, from the 26th, they went back 30 days and looked. And then anything that was not in the area that was normal is what they were looking for.
Sure. Sure, because they're going to look for abnormalities. That's key. That's standard in any crime, right? People are creatures of habit. Also, they get you locked into your alibi, right? Where were you, for instance, the night Sebastian was working? Well, Chris says he was staying in his camper 3.5 hours away. That says, and I can confirm that 100%, that he was at work inside of a jail on camera, right? So those are their alibis, right? Katie says she was asleep. That's their alibi. So they get you locked in your alibi. And then if, you say you're, for instance, 3.5 hours away, or you're at work and your vehicle's pinging, that's a problem. That's a problem. Now, again, one thing that I will say is it doesn't matter who you think is involved or not involved in this. It ad nauseum, it makes me when people say, well, they would be arrested by now if they found something. The fucking shit. No, not at all. Not at all. You can have like I always say, you can have 20 things that points towards a person's guilt, whoever, in court, and they can throw 10 of them out. You got to have over fucking whelming evidence. Not one thing is going to put anybody behind bars. Okay, you got to build a case. You got to find, especially, you got to find a body, most likely.
And out of everything they saw, it was 2 devices.
Listen,
my truck being one, because it had.
Now, just remember, you just heard him say 2 devices. Okay, you just heard him say 2 devices. Remember that.
Been there until a certain date. And then it reappeared on the 26th.
Again,
and then
certain date, but it reappeared on the 26th. So you can tell us after Sebastian went missing, right? But you can't tell us before Sebastian went missing. make that make sense.
And the other signal, I don't even know. I didn't give a shit about it just because they had said, well, it's not been here.
Listen,
So,
2 devices. Just listen.
Oh, so it was another device from earlier, not like in that time frame. It was from earlier. Where first?
Yes. Yeah. Well, your IEMI number is that comes with the phone or any mobile device, if you will, and that cannot be changed. That cannot be changed. You can. That's one thing that can never be changed on your phone. The moment the manufacturer makes your phone, FBI, Secret Service, nobody can change that. It's impossible. It is impossible. If your car has a camera in it for motion sensors or backup, you are being tracked. Yeah.
Further back in the
it said, well, it's not been here. So
you got 2 little spider monkeys.
it was another device from earlier, not like in that time frame. It was from earlier, where further back in the previous 30 days. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it hadn't appeared back in.
Just listen. Okay. Now. Okay. Now, you guys got to remember, they went back a year later and got cameras, and they got other devices from the home. Okay, remember that? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. Oh, thank you, Miss Dolores. I'm sorry I didn't see that earlier. Thank you so much, love. Appreciate you. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. Actually, initially, KK said that she was home that week, and then later she said she stayed at a hotel in CP. Okay, so y'all remember that. Perfect. Okay. You just heard him say 2 devices, 1 being his. Okay.
Or not, like, because that's a couple of things I didn't know that really are important.
Okay, so
They
this
are
is
important.
This is Nerdy Addict. He talked very much with Chris. He was down there. They was in the same truck together. They also spoke in person and via phone. He also shared these on his X. Okay.
I don't know how, like, we've all thought about it. I don't know how, but it feels like it is important, the details. I think the search warrant for me, like,
listen to this.
Why, right? Because if they in fact did hand over every piece of, basically the way Chris presented it was they all handed over their phones willingly, all 3, right? Katie, Chris, and Seth. He said that his phone took the least amount of time, meaning Chris's, to image. So if people don't know what occurs and take up like 7 hours, like a phone on his phone. I don't know if the moment when the FBI team identified with their Wi-Fi sniffer that there was something, broadcasting nearby on the network. And it turns out there's a device in his truck or RV that was broadcasting and putting out a Wi-Fi signal. It sounded, broadcasting. And, he described the moment when the FBI team identified with their Wi-Fi sniffer that there was something, broadcasting nearby on the network.
He says he talks about the FBI giving the sniffer that his truck was broadcasting nearby.
And it turns out there's a device in his truck or RV that was broadcasting and putting out a Wi-Fi signal. It sounds like they really put the effort in to willingly give police what they wanted. But that raises the question of why did police then feel the need to obtain a search warrant from a judge, right? And then to execute it, and then to take devices that were not even present or in that home when Sebastian vanished. Those 3 cameras were added after. That part blew my mind. I
And that's not just easy to do. Like, not just a judge is not just like
after, and we still don't have any arrests. Here we are in
hold on,
October, right? So the fact that they execute it could make us say, well, police and the judge think that something's going on here, but then everything was taken that was taken, and there's still no arrests or no person of interest, right? So,
okay, listen to this.
Like I said, I confirmed. I knew he was seeing my tweets because he's texting me. I did get home. The sheriff was.
Listen to this.
Was in none. He did say Katie left the house to go look for Sebastian. So, in the drone footage where you see me launching my drone, I guess she went over to that church. There's a cemetery there. Then headed back. The conversation that he said he had was, Katie called him freaking out. Sebastian wasn't there. Chris over the phone verbally said, well, he's under the bed. Is he here? Is he in the garage? Go check here. And he wasn't he wasn't there. He wasn't in any of those places. They had a 3-way call with the sheriff. I don't know if it was while Katie was in transit, if she was already moving towards this parking lot or this church. And that church and cemetery is in between Beach High School. So it's in between where they live in Beach High School. The interesting part is that he said that because the way that he chose the sheriff over the other police department is that he said by the time Katie did get home, the sheriff was already in the driveway. So that was sort of his, I told you, I know the jurisdiction better than anyone. And that's why I called the sheriff. They respond faster. This is their jurisdiction. So
his ego is as big as his mouth is. So there's that.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that with the sort of, I said it yesterday when I said I'm disclosing this information. Like I said, I confirmed. I knew he was seeing my tweets because he's texted me on previous nights and clarified or given clarification. He knew that I was waiting. And then as soon as I said I was disclosing, he called my cell phone 60 seconds later. So he was already blocked by that time. But he may have an ego. I don't know if it matters in this case. What matters is bringing Sebastian home.
Absolutely.
I don't know if any of this information helps. I think this is like, and I said this last night on Spaces, it's baffling. The reason so what you're seeing on the screen, this is aerial footage of behind the fire station where the command post was, to give folks an area of the wooded area. Obviously, it's pretty dense, but it seems like there's some sources of water down there with that fog there. Typically, water on the ground will do that, but without going into the woods, I don't know.
1 second.
I believe others have spent an enormous amount of time. How much resources will point it out? Yeah, there's a where the car was right there in the reservoir. The FBI dive team specialized in.
We've also seen when they turn 18, they come home. So,
maybe hold on, I'm not getting the right one. Maybe it's right here.
I was wrong on the cell phone. I'll say that.
Okay, here it is, right here.
Self the same question.
Listen to this.
Supposedly drive straight into that retention.
Take it for a grain of salt, but I don't know where that information. It's the first time I'm hearing that. I do have.
Where it was.
That's not what I was. Yeah, that's not the way Chris explained it.
Retention pond first.
Okay.
Then he supposedly drive straight into that retention pond or whatever it was.
That's not what I was. Yeah, that's not the way Chris explained it. And again, take it for a grain of salt, but I don't know where that information. It's the first time I'm hearing that. I do have. People were telling me to check the retention pond, but a retention pond, searching that versus a lake are two different animals, two different beasts. Massive search on the ground. I don't know if people realize how massive the search was. I'm relaying the information that Chris gave. So,
okay, right
he said that the canine dogs were actually on top of the dam. Like there's a walkway on the dams, and that's where they stop. So,
canines again, on top of the dam.
He could be misleading me. I am not a type. If anyone in here knows me, I don't mislead people purposely. I am relaying the information that was given to me. I was wrong on the cell phone. I'll say that. And I deleted the tweet. I think as I understand it, and Irina can correct me if I'm wrong, but he asked me to remove it, and I did because it sounded like it may have gotten confused. Sebastian had a couple, he had numbers pre-programmed on his phone, and when police
two devices
started searching, there was an unknown number.
Okay, you just heard Chris. 2 devices. 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 2 talking about 2 unknown devices. One was his. One was his. You just heard him. 2 devices. One was his. Okay?
When police started searching, there was an unknown number.
Now, Chris is telling Nerdy here that there was an unknown number, And he says, well, this unknown number calls a phone. Just listen.
It was eventually found that it was Seth's grandma, I believe. Is that accurate, Irina? I'll wait for Irina to answer, but they ID'd the number as his grandmother. He did mention that the triangulation went to Clarksville, Tennessee. Again, mother. So, mother of whom? Whose mother?
Mother of Seth. But
actually, I'm going to go back to his
lives in
text just to
Texas.
make sure I have accuracy. I'll let you take the mic for a second. I'm going to go.
Okay.
And I know it's.
Yeah, he's going to read it. He's going to read it off.
And also those video clips I sent you last night. I can't.
Okay, here it is. He's going to read it off.
Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out the number belonged to his grandmother.
Sebastian's phone had an unknown number that was in his phone. The number belonged to his grandmother. Bullshit. Now, why would Sebastian had his numbers pre-programmed in? Why wouldn't he have his grandmother's number in the phone if he spoke with her? Number one. But you just heard him here back months prior. You just heard him in that recording where he talks about 2 devices, one being his and one is from prior. Now here he's talking about
the burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the 3 parents. It called Seth's phone.
One of the devices called one of 3 parents, comma, it called Seth's phone. Bullshit. Nobody even talks like that. Nobody says one of 3 parents and then blames someone. That's complete bullshit.
Doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone either, because there is no proof Sebastian had one. That was his.
It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a. Why would he say Sebastian had a burner phone when Sebastian had a phone and it was sitting on your countertop and it's someone supposedly called his phone number that was sitting on your countertop and it's a unknown number? Come on, folks.
His response when I tweeted out what I tweeted. You guys need me to read that one more time?
Please.
Sebastian's phone had a number that wasn't identified in his phone. We found out that number belongs to his grandmother. The burn cell phone that I told you about was a phone that called one of the 3 parents. It called Seth's phone. It doesn't need to sound like Sebastian had a burner phone either, because there's no proof Sebastian had one.
Okay. Is this it? One second.
The piece that ties in that's interesting to me for, I don't know if we lost Lady Justice or Brianna.
No, I'm here.
Okay. The part.
All right. Now we're going to listen to this. This is complete BS. I'm sorry, guys. Listen to this.
What was it about the burner phones?
Yeah, see, that's not even right. So what the burner phone was, from what I was told, was that there was a call on Sebastian's phone records and it was a call that like you had to dial. It wasn't in his contacts. And they asked, I guess, the Proudfoots, like, who do you know who this is? They said no. And they called it, and it was Robin Rogers. And when he called he was at his dad's in Clarksville. So they cleared up the call.
So apparently, Chris told Jay that they cleared up the phone call, but he didn't tell. And this was way after, or this was way before Nerdy's phone call or that he had with him.
The burner phone didn't call Sebastian. So that's a totally...
What? Hold on. The burner phone didn't call Sebastian. What is that even? Seth, or not Seth, Chris told him. That it called Seth's or Sebastian's phone.
Totally different thing, right? So that was Sebastian's phone records. He called his grandma. She wasn't saved in the phone. They figured out who it was.
He called the
Another situation was when the FBI did their like geofencing. Remember when it was a big thing that Chris's Wi-Fi was picked up, all that shit? Well, I guess a burner phone pinged in the area.
This is Granny's.
And they traced like a few pings around Hendersonville. And according to Chris, the burner phone called Seth. That same burner called Seth.
So the night night Sebastian disappeared, the burner?
I don't know when the burner called Seth. There's no...
The burner called Seth. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Like, I don't have a date. I asked that same
And I'm not doubting Jay.
question.
I'm just
But
saying.
I do know that there was a ping out of the burner phone in the area the night that Sebastian went missing. But I don't know when it called Seth.
Now, again, if Jay is right here, Jay's saying that there was a burner phone that was in the area the night Sebastian went missing. Now, you just heard Chris say on this other account at another time, he says, one was my truck and the other one, I'm not even worried about that one. Listen to that again.
The burner phone called Seth. That same burner called Seth.
So the night the night Sebastian disappeared, the burner?
I don't know when the burner...
No wonder we can't get anywhere. No wonder. Because it just loves, because every fucking creator is being told something different. No wonder. No wonder there is so much fighting and arguing and all that shit. They're all being told something different.
Called Seth. There's no, I don't have a date. I asked that same question. But I do know that there was a ping out of the burner phone in the area the night that Sebastian went missing. But I don't know when it called Seth, if you will.
It didn't.
And I guess one of the pings was down by that old Hickory Dam. So
Boom.
that's where the...
Yep. Jay is absolutely telling what she heard here. She is absolutely telling what she heard here because Nerdy is talking about this phone and this dam. He's showing the text, exactly what Chris told him, and she's saying exactly what Chris told her, but he's saying two different stories to two different people. Well, he's telling three different stories, actually, and I'm going to show you.
Dam comes in, too.
It's also a little strange. Like, why is this information just coming out now?
Right.
Okay. I just want y'all to remember what Chris said here.
Yeah, that was good too. Body Movement said, Chris, did they take your internet router or look at the logs for foreign devices?
Yes, ma'am, they did. Sure did. They brought in that little sniffer machine thingy, hooked up and looked at everything within the past 30 days.
Listen.
Of every signal in that area. Because that's how they were like, well, there's two signals that are unsecured. And I'm like, no, they're not. They were like, well, this one here says it is. And I said, you can log into it, but you ain't gonna get into it. And they said, what? Well, it's unlocked. I said, try.
Listen to what he says up here.
And they tried. And I said, you're not gonna get into it. And they were like, why? Because that's my truck, and I'm the only one with that password.
Okay, 2 devices, he said.
And they were like, oh. I'm like, exactly.
Summarize. Just listen.
Quiet.
Don't leave her alone. I help.
Quick, get you some cat. I mean, I don't have any more zits, but I know my lines are gone.
I do have a question, Chris. You said there were 2 unsecured signal or whatever, however you put that.
Yeah.
2. And I know you said one of them was your truck. Can you speak on the other one? I mean, is there any interest in it?
So, from what I understood, it was somebody else who had a
thank you for the
a device in the area that was normally not in the area. So it is either.
So the other device, he says here, it's someone that's not normally in the area.
A device in the area that was normally not in the area. So it is either somebody who like may have had a phone or a hotspot that was visiting or something, because they went back 30 days. 30 days from the signals. From that day, from the 26th, they went back 30 days and looked. And then anything that was not in the area that was normal is what they were looking for.
Normal.
And out of everything they saw, it was 2 devices. My truck being one, because it hadn't been there until a certain date, and then it reappeared on the 26th.
A certain
and
day.
then the other signal, I don't even know. I didn't give a shit about it just because they had said, well, it's not been here. So
so it was a
listen to that right there.
Other signal, I don't even know. I didn't give a shit about it just because they had said, well, it's not been here. So
And the other signal is because it's not been here. What day in ping at the dam? How many days? Burner phone. Well, no, it was Chris truck signal. It shouldn't have came up. Hell no, it shouldn't have came up. Hell no, it shouldn't have. I'm trying to find where he talks about this with the man card one. He talks. I've got that somewhere. That's what I was looking for. Because he gets more into it and we could get more context there. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting, if you ask me. Because, no. Something is very wrong here, guys. One second. Is that it? Give me a second. Okay, no, that's the polygraph one. Okay. It's very, very interesting here. He talks. Maybe that's it. Give me a second. Because this will add a lot more context to it. We're not being told everything, that is for sure. Nope, that's not it. 1 second. Okay, that's Chris. Is anyone? 1 second. Oh, here it is. I got it. Here we go. There we go. Bear with me, guys. I gotta find the exact part of it. The man called. I'm listening to him. Bear with me, guys. 1 second.
Oh, so it was another device
Sorry.
from earlier, not like.
I get so deep into studying this stuff. Okay, here we go.
Chris?
Yeah.
Let me find it.
So you don't have to answer, but have you ever played any games online with Sebastian, Seth, and some person in Illinois, maybe, or something like that? Has that ever been a thing, or?
No, I've never played on. So for the record, yes, I've played Call of Duty, and my buddies have got me on this new game. It's called Hell Divers. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but no, I have not been online to play with Seth, Sebastian, and I believe it was whoever this person in Illinois is. No. Have I been online playing a video game with Sebastian before? We've tried, but because he doesn't have his
1 second, guys. I gotta go through these files. These things pop up whenever they come out, and it's just.
And y'all keep saying law enforcement's not doing their job.
Okay. Is this it?
boards and.
Why is it not popping up, man? The man card is going to be very interesting. Damn, I've got to have it here somewhere. I know I do. Because he talks about the don't talk about my truck thing. That's what. Hey, Betty, good to see you, honey. He's saying 3 different stories there. Just in concentrating hard. Why I am, because there is 3 different stories. And you shouldn't have that. You should not have that at all. When it comes to, let me play this. Okay. I'm looking for it, I promise, guys. I just don't want to.
Time frame. It was from earlier, or further back in the.
It said, well, it's not been here, so.
Oh, so it was another device from earlier, not like in that time frame. It was from earlier, or further back in the previous 30 days. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it hadn't appeared back in the area.
Gotcha.
It hadn't appeared back in the area. Got it. Okay. Chris on clues. Janie. Okay. 1 second. I've just got to go through all of this shit. It's just so much. Screen. Grandfather Mountain. Queen. Okay, I think it's this. I think I have to put it on unlisted. Oh, fuck. Come on, man. Oh, I gotta save it. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is, mother chickens. Here it is. Got it.
I disagree with you, but it would make you ask the question, why would Chris say that?
Yeah, it would. It absolutely would. Yes, you're right. Absolutely.
It was said privately, y'all.
Finally.
And it was said to more than one person on this panel.
Guys, hit the thumbs up.
So I'll leave it at that. It was 2 different times. It wasn't said at the same time.
I mean, is Queen still here?
I don't know.
She might be feeding the dogs or something.
Yeah, I had never heard about none of that.
1 second here. 1 second here. Let me fix this. 1 second.
To set on this day and with Wi-Fi, none of this. I had never heard anything about it.
Exactly. That was my point. But what the answer wasn't that his Wi-Fi was on there. It was the arrogance in which he said, those fucking idiots or those dumb motherfuckers didn't even know it was my truck. While we're supposed to be trying to believe in law enforcement, you have a parent who was laughing at the fact that law enforcement didn't know it was his truck. That was the point behind the whole comment.
Okay. I'm taking some notes on this.
I never said the 24th. And when it was pointed out to me that the 26th could be because he was in town, what did I say? Oh yeah, you're right. It could have been because he was in town.
It sounded more It sounded like more like he made it sound like he was gloating.
Appreciate
and
you,
that
baby.
it was like,
He
fuck
was.
what you said.
That was beats him. He was, bro. He was.
That was not.
That's what got under my skin.
Well, damn.
But you stated the 25th, and then later on you said the 26th. I mean, like, I think that's the problem.
Because Chris said that they did it for the 25th and the 26th. Those were the 2 days they tested the geofencing, is what he said.
Yeah, and you made it sound like a little like you gotta like admit that sounds like he was like the geofencing had it maybe on the 25th, and that he was kind of gloating about it. Like these guys, they don't know, they don't got me yet, or something like that. They don't even know it's how Wi-Fi,
bro. That's honestly, I have a right to my opinion, right? The way I took that was a gloating, like I know more than law enforcement. That's exactly how I took it, and that rubbed me fucking wrong.
Why'd you not follow up questions to him? Like, hey, was this the 26th?
I have. I just told you there was more I could release and chose.
Now, you see, this is a long time ago. And again, whatever you feel about truth or whatever, him and I were not, friends or enemies or anything. But he's talking about this. This is a year plus ago. He is saying that he was feeling weird then. Right? He was feeling weird about this then. There's more I could release. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's more all of us could, probably a lot of us creators could say.
Not to.
But you told me that you had a private conversation and that you never asked him to specify the date in which that occurred with the geofencing. You never followed up.
He said it was the 25th and 26th.
Up here.
Those are the dates.
25th.
I don't know any other dates but that. Those were what Chris said.
Bingo.
25th.
Bingo. That's exactly right, Cassie. Here, he says the 25th and the 26th, not 30 days. Not 30 days prior, like you just heard in the other recording. Right? Let me take notes here. Queen Bee's channel. Him. He says 2 days. 25th and 26th. Okay.
And 26th.
And then he said, did he tell you that it was 1 o'clock that they basically found his Wi-Fi access there?
Not until he came on the panel.
Hold on, what? What?
Yeah.
Hold on.
It was 1 o'clock that they basically found his Wi-Fi access there?
Not until he came on the panel.
So Elevated Truth says there that he didn't say it was at 1 o'clock until he came on the panel. Okay. Now that's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I
he
think
hasn't been on a panel in months and months and months. I haven't spoken to Chris in maybe a month and a half. How the hell was I supposed to know of all nights he was going to jump up on my panel? And here,
like I said, no wonder they're all fighting and stuff, because he's told them all different shit. He's told them all different shit. No wonder they're all confused. No wonder.
here's a question for you. Why was it that he jumped up there about his truck, but he hadn't jumped up there about anything else that's being said?
Yep.
It's real weird to me.
Because you're insinuating that he might be responsible for Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. If he's there on the 25th and he lied to the cops and he's gloating like how you're stating, that's a pretty big freaking red flag, and that could be something that could spread through the wildfire on the internet.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Tim, he has told, I've got literally 4 different other videos where he's told them completely different things.
So he wanted to correct that.
I did not.
He wasn't correcting nothing.
I did not bring it up first. Listen to the clip again. Truth literally says on that night, and then everybody's like, wait, what?
On
I'm
that
confused.
night.
So I broke it down in simpler terms. I didn't bring it up first. I didn't bring up anything about the Wi-Fi first.
Yeah, I think it was.
I mean, go listen again. We just listened to it. I don't know why you guys keep saying I said it first. I'm the one who even said it could have been the 26th.
Yeah. I mean, it's not anybody's fault except what's coming out, what they're being told.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's why he jumped up, because you didn't follow up a question when you had you had 40 hours plus private conversations.
Thumbs up, guys.
And you
Come
never
on,
went through
please.
his alibi and said, okay, he told this to the cops and he told me this, and suddenly I'm finding out that Gio Fenton says he could be there 25th and 26th. Why'd you not follow up a question and say, hey, why were they checking the 25th? Did they get a ding on the 25th or the 26th?
The last time he was seen was the 25th, Tim. Of course, they're going to look on the 25th.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, that's the thing that you should have probably followed up on. And then the problem is that when you go forward and say that type of information in that statement, it could be seen as him, like, kind of gloating and stuff like that. That's the issue.
That's how I felt he was doing. I'm just being honest with you. That's how
I mean, and Tim's not the only one that said that he was gloating about that kind of stuff.
I took it.
Mm-hmm. Do you still feel he was gloating?
Yes.
I don't agree with you, but I wasn't talking to him.
But I'm answering your question honestly, Tim. I mean, I don't have to have the same opinion as everybody else, and I haven't. My opinion has been vastly different than Clue's for some time.
Come on.
And you're welcome to your opinion. You can discuss it, and we all have opinions on cases. If I can't, it is what it is, man. I'm not dogging you on your opinion. I just think, like, when you say things like that, it could be taken very, very wrongly without all the facts to it. And that if you're going to go forward with stating that as a fact on a live stream or private conversation, which you had permission to do, which, I can't really hold that against you. You said, yeah. Then you should have probably followed up with a private question and say, hey, man, there's one thing that's really egging me on. You said that when did they touch your Wi-Fi with your truck? Was it the 25th or the 26th? And if he said the 25th, then I would have probably been like, red flag, and probably called up the
response I got was, they did the test on the 25th and 26th. That's the response I got.
They did the test on the 25th and the 26th. Of course they're going to do the test on the 25th and the 26th. Why? Because something could have happened before midnight to Sebastian, technically, and after midnight, would be the 26th. After the midnight is going to be the 26th. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now, Chris doesn't say, you know, they call him out on that at 1 o'clock in the afternoon when they've already been searching for 7 hours. You're out of your mind if you believe that. You are truly out of your mind. Like, there's just some things we just got to be honest on, people. That fuck me. What did I do? Okay, there we go. Oh crap! Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Oh,
Yeah.
So that's the 25th and 26th is when they tested for.
Do you think that you should have followed up with a question on like when they got dinged on it, or was he not going to answer that?
Tim, I'm sure I could have handled things in a better manner. Absolutely. I'm
Okay.
sure I could have.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and act like everything that I do is the best way to do it, right? But what I will say is I'm always going to stick to what's true to me, right? I've tried my best to hold my tongue while I see, you know, the shit that's going on. And everybody can have a problem with me. That's cool. And I'm not here for everybody to think I'm the coolest person ever, right? I got into this case because of Sebastian. I got into YouTube because of Sebastian. Everybody has constantly said, oh, well, Clue, she's up the Proudfoot's ass. She's the Proudfoot's, you know, this, that, and the other. But the reality is that's not true at all. Clue's just a good person who's being who she is, right? But all of a sudden, Clue is their best friend and Clue's all this. You know what I mean? Everybody else's perspective matters. Everybody's opinion matters. But when I say something, and I didn't hide from Chris, I gave him the link. I didn't know Chris was coming up. Matter of fact, we had a fake Chris come up before Chris came up.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I think we all have our opinions. Yeah. And we all get like our opinions kind of. I mean, I remember the Ryan Upchurch stuff where we had 20, 30,000 more people just like shitting on us, maybe even like almost 100,000 people that thought we were wrong and said our opinions on the case was wrong. We had the same thing that happened with other cases. Yeah, that happens all the time, but you got to kind of like take it with strides, man. You if you really believe your opinion, you really believe your opinion, but you got to back it up with facts a little bit. That's my advice. Conversations from Chris.
No, I didn't say I had permission. You asked me, did I tell him? And I said, yes, I was transparent from the beginning that anything that we talked about could and would go to law enforcement, and anything that we talked about could and would go on I'm a content creator in the beginning of the day. And I covered this case. This case has to do with Chris, Katie, Seth, etc. From the very first time,
you're not going to come up here and do that. You're not going to disrupt us.
I know.
Yeah, I just don't think anybody's in a laughing mood.
Yeah, I don't think
If I'm
anybody's
being
in a mood.
honest.
Because he thinks Katie.
Okay.
I had conversations with Chris and Katie about things that should never go onto social media because it has to do with the young man. And I respected that. As a matter of fact, when people have tried to put certain information out and I was on the panel, I stopped it immediately.
Okay.
Right? That's the problem. People want to know that private information to make everything make sense, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
at the same time, you do keep doing this thing, Truth, where you're like, and others know too, and they're not saying nothing. Well, neither are you, and you know
I
why.
do think Truth
You know what I mean?
needs
So
to
I
make
feel like
itself more
I feel like
clearly.
you're
You know why
trying to
too,
throw-
Granny. Hold on. Granny,
I do.
respectfully, you know why too. So,
Right,
I
which
mean,
is why I
think-
interrupted you last night, right?
Right. I know.
Right.
I know.
But I kind of feel like the weight on your shoulders, you're trying to toss on all of ours too.
Okay. So, okay. Now, I have the second part to, or the beginning of that. I'm trying to, this is, hold on 1 second, guys. Where we're at. Sorry, I have to put it under unlisted. It keeps me confused. Okay, here we go. This is the original. I'm trying to still find the man card one, but
Okay, I mean, I'm tired of the
no,
bullshit.
this is where body
And
asked.
so we can clear the panel off a little bit. Hi, baby.
Truth, you keep saying.
I respect what you're saying, boss. Okay,
They think like nefarious activity. It's not a good idea to do that, man. If you're not going to say anything, don't say anything. If you're going to say something, say it. The problem is the half measure stuff. People assume the worst of the worst stuff, man.
I do agree with B. Tim there. They do just
Man, and you
say it
can't
or
do
don't say
that.
it.
Right.
Listen, BTM, I respect what you're saying, boss. Okay, I get it. But I also have sat back for 8 months behind the scenes, 7 months behind the scenes, hearing stories change, hearing bullshit pushed, hearing lies come out, hearing people come on panels and outright lie when behind the scenes they're saying something else. I will be the bad guy. I'm cool with that. I'm worried about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I don't give a fuck about Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, or Seth. I don't. I care.
Okay, let me find
All
it.
right? I'm not talking out of my ass.
Do you think you're a little emotionally too awareness? You're not supposed
Let me
to
find
listen
it. Talking about it.
You said last night that if people are allowed to attack Seth, then
This
why
was
aren't
the day
people
after
allowed
the
to
man
go for
card.
Chris? And in my personal opinion, it's because Seth's words have come out here and he's took his dignity away from his son. But Chris hasn't done any of that. And whatever conversations you have behind the scenes, that's not what's coming out to the public. So whether it's true or not, I don't understand it. It's not doing anything for the case. It's not doing anything to find.
Feel that way because you kind of entered into this backing up Chris and Katie, and you did lead people to believe that you knew things that if only we knew, we would understand. Just trust your guidance, blah blah blah. And you were not white knighting, but you were pushing pretty hard on the pro Proudfoot, anti-Seth type of thing. So you built your audience that way. So now your audience is pushing back because your narrative changed. So it's not necessarily
That's the thing. My narrative hasn't, Granny, my narrative hasn't changed. The information to the narrative has changed. Okay,
fair enough. Yes.
Let me put it this way. If you in the background observed, listened to, or heard things being said that would make you seriously fear what may or may not be happening in a home, what are you going to do?
Call the police.
Okay. Do you think I did that?
Yeah.
Okay. So did I bring that onto the YouTube?
I don't know.
I haven't.
You just did.
Yeah.
You just did.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, I didn't.
You just did.
You did.
That's exactly what you've just done. And I don't know why you've done it. Is it whatever gets said to you in private should stay in private?
What? I don't owe the parents anything. What do you mean private? There is no private in a missing child.
So when Sebastian
There's
comes
no
back home,
friendship.
right? When Sebastian comes, just because somebody said something to you in private doesn't mean you can bring it to the platform because you think he's a dick. Unless you're going to bring all the information, don't bring any of it, Truth. It's not fair.
Hold on, one at a time. Hold on, one at a
I'm
time.
gonna hop down to give you a room, Proudfoot.
I kick him now. Okay, I'm joking.
Hold on. When you say it's not easy talking to him, you've talked to him?
No, what I mean is that he comes off pretty. He comes off strong. In a couple, say to Terry Lynn one time, and he's like, "I'm an asshole. I'm a hell of an asshole." But
a private
what
conversation.
I need, any type of little piece of information that's not complete, like with a date, people will call the tip lines. People, what Chris is going through.
She's been up here for a while, and she's been waiting for a while.
My question then. So,
Jen, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I have something I kind of wrote up, so I'd just like to go through it without getting you in third person. But when I write through misinformation, leave you incited the audience, child, baby clue.
I'm looking for a specific part. Oopsie.
Tammy?
There.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I think maybe it's just a mess.
I'm not sure if you're hearing me or not. I'm on my phone.
So you must not have us on speaker.
I'm not sure if you're.
Tammy, you want to try this? Should be able to hear.
He doesn't have to have a digital footprint. It could have been
Okay, here it
could
is,
have
here it
made it to
is.
Long Hollow and met.
Here it is.
I think we see a car light.
Here we go.
That's the dog snoring. Sorry.
Here we go. Here it is. I found
All
it.
right, here's the clip. Here we go.
It's not possible.
Well, I don't think he went into terrain. I think we see a car light. Come on. I think he went into a vehicle. I think he met someone.
I think he could have made it to Long Hollow and met somebody.
Right.
Where's the digital footprint then?
He doesn't have to have a digital footprint. It could have been it could have been anybody on the road.
How do you think people kidnapped before electronics were around?
Before electronics were around, they didn't have car teams that could come in and figure out what phones were used, what Wi-Fi's were in the area.
Right.
Now, mind you, it was said that there were only what? 2 exterior.
Listen.
And isn't it funny how one person said one of them was his?
2 exterior.
Yeah, that'd be a little weird. For sure.
Oh, it got quiet real quick on that one.
I answered.
I don't think I understand what you're. I'm sorry. I don't understand what you're saying. That's why I'm quiet. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
He's saying on his supposedly on the night that Sebastian disappeared, they go through and they check like, there was only 2 Wi-Fi's that came in that area and left that area. Like 2 open networks, 2 traveling Wi-Fi's came in and left.
Yeah, they're playing this on Queens though.
And apparently Chris claims one was his truck.
The next day.
That night? That
Well,
night?
They did the search for that night. So.
Why would Chris's truck be there?
I mean,
this is the first I'm hearing of this, so that's why.
Right. His truck that night. Remember, they did it on the 25th and the 26th. That night. Okay. Even though Chris says it's at 1 o'clock.
I'm like, what?
Me too.
I'm
do a
sorry. I
video
can't
on
really
it.
comment on it because I don't know anything about it.
Well,
it could have been the 25th through the 26th. I don't know. I mean,
25th through 26th still means that allegedly he wasn't in town.
I mean, the 26th he would have been.
Right.
Oh, right. The 26th he would have been. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the comment went something like, "Those dumb assholes didn't even know that it was my truck."
Lazy, well, if you can't ask me what time, because I don't know.
That's really weird because so you're saying it's like a hot spot that came in and out.
Yes.
And that's really weird because you have to turn those on.
I disagree with
They're
Bobby. Well, damn, that's it. Okay. Okay, I'll find more of it, guys. Kind of frustrated I can't find that shit right now. Okay, Smiling Sleuth, gotcha. Guys, I'm going to end it here. I will be back at 9:30 or 10:30 Eastern. Check. We're going to be going over Nancy Guthrie. Got a lot of stuff tonight in Nancy Guthrie. It's just craziness. Everything's crazy right now in this case. The interview room, Chris McDonough, in 1 hour is going to be live on Sebastian's case with Seth Rogers. Make sure you go over there, show the interview room some support on Sebastian's case. Again, the interview room with Chris McDonough will be live in 59 minutes from now. Okay? 59 minutes from now. This is interesting. I'm going to dig more into this because I'm going to clip all of these and show the different stories that each creator has been told by this one parent. That's 4 or 5 different creators right there that I just showed that have been told different stories, very similar, but what devices, what times, who it was, and what dates are completely different. So, yeah, I'm going to clip all that and put it together and make a video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I have to do some family things right now, and I'll be back in a couple hours from now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Much love, everyone. God bless. You only get so many trips around the sun. Make sure you go over to Chris's McDonough from the interview room. He'll be live with Seth shortly.